Welcome back to Mrs. Bat's Bat Facts. So today, we're going to be talking about the secret to lush green gardens. What does that have to do with bats? Well, it's their guano, their feces, right? Or their poo, or, a lot of creative words we can use there. But basically, bat guano is the excrement of bats, right? So that it's an excrement of them. It is a nutrient-rich fertilizer, and it's been used for centuries. Now, it is high in nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, which are essential nutrients for plant growth. Now, bat guano can also help improve drainage and aeration of the soil. Pretty cool stuff, man. Now, there's a lot of benefits to bat guano, and I'm going to briefly go over a few of them. It is a natural fertilizer that is high in nutrients. It can help improve drainage and aeration of the soil. It can also help promote plant growth. And it can be used to control pests and diseases, as well as it's a renewable resource. So really awesome stuff. What I'm going to focus on today is how guano controls pests and diseases. And it does that in a few ways. So you have what we call fungicidal properties inside of bat guano. So it contains high level of nitrogen, which can help suppress the growth of fungi. And this is because fungi needs nitrogen to grow. And the high levels of nitrogen in guano can outcompete the fungi for nutrients, right? And we've all seen that happen on our plants sometimes. We have fungus on our plants. Well, bat guano helps with that. Also, they have nematosical, I think is how you pronounce that, properties. So what that is it contains high levels of phosphorus, which can help kill nematodes. Nematosical, that's the word. So nematodes are microscopic worms that can damage the plants, and they have high levels of phosphorus and guano, so it can make it difficult for them to survive. So that's why you see a lot of people who deal with plants and stuff like that, and flowers and things of that nature, always going out and checking for bugs and picking off worms and stuff. So guano actually helps with that, because like I said, it just makes it harder for them to survive in that environment without guano. Now, it also has antimicrobial properties. Guano contains a high variety of antimicrobial compounds, including ammonia, urea, and hydrogen peroxide. Now, these compounds can help kill bacteria, viruses, and other microorganisms that cause plant diseases, right? Like, have you ever got a plant that not only has fungi, but it has some kind of disease and it just seems to really kill it, and it gets kind of mushy and falls over the stem and things like that. So that actually works to help fix that with the antimicrobial properties. It also improves soil health. So guano can improve soil health by increasing organic matter and content of the soil. Now this helps to improve drainage, aeration, and water retention in the soil, and it makes it less hospitable to pests and diseases. Now, I don't know if you've ever heard about it, but people talk about just taking peroxide water and watering your plants at times when your plants aren't getting enough oxygen, and that is true. So being that guano naturally has those things already in it, it does allow for it to have the nutrients and the oxygen that it needs for the soil and everything to help the plants to grow very healthy. And that's how you get very strong, healthy plants. Now, there are some steps that it takes to fertilize guano, which I will focus on in another video, because there's just so much information about bat guano. So you'll have to watch for future videos for that. Now, if you're considering using guano, definitely pay attention to in the future videos when I talk about how to utilize guano without it hurting your plants, because you can't over-fertilize them. But I also want to make you aware that there are risks involved in using bat guano. It's important to note that guano can be harmful to humans and animals if it's not handled properly, right? It can contain harmful bacteria and parasites, and it can also produce toxic fumes when it is mixed with water. So it's important to wear gloves and masks when handling guano, and it's important to please keep it away from the children and the pets, right? Which is the reason why bat removal is focused on reaching certain goals so that we can, help the schools out and the children and the teachers who breathe in this bat guano. But like I said, that's another future video that we will go into some of the risks. Now, I'm just going to briefly go into some of the risks that guano does cause so that you're kind of aware. It causes histoplasmosis, which is a respiratory disease caused by the fungus that gets in bat guano, which is why we wear the masks, right? Now, the fungus produces spores, and it can be inhaled into the lungs, And symptoms of histoplasmosis include fever, cough, shortness of breath, and fatigue. And in some cases, this disease can be serious or even fatal. People have literally lost their lives through histoplasmosis, which is the reason why you need to call a bat expert, such as Louis bat removal, to, handle the guano properly, as well as preserve your bats and protect your safety and your health. There's other ones out there, depending on what areas you're in. There's always a bat control specialist somewhere, but definitely hire a professional, not just someone that does a half job, otherwise you don't fix the problem. Another video for another time. Now, bat guano can also contain other harmful bacteria and fungi, and these can cause skin infections, eye infections, and other health problems, as you can see here in some of the pictures that I've provided for you on histoplasmosis. Now, guano can also contain other harmful bacteria and fungi, and it can be unsightly and unsmelly, right? Everybody knows what guano smells like if you've ever had bats. Like, it's just terrible. Like, it's just a smell that you can't get out for days, even after you clean it. It takes a long time to get that smell out. It can also be a fire hazard if it's not stored properly. A lot of people don't realize that. The bat guano is used to make gunpowder, right? So obviously it's definitely ignitable. But again, another future video, right? So like I said, there's so much awesome information about bat guano and bats in general. So there are a few safety precautions I do want to stress to you on every video that I do when it comes to bat guano, or handling bats, or being exposed to bats and the guano or anything else, because it's just very important you understand these safety precautions that need to be taken, right? Because we definitely don't want you to get sick or harmed in any way. So bat guano should not be handled without proper safety gear, such as a dust mask, gloves, and even coveralls, boots, and even the covering that goes over the boots, as you can see here, what we typically look like when we go look inside your attics. It should be stored in a dry, cool place, right? Keep that fire hazard down. And then also, it should not be used on food crops. So there's a specific way that you have to be able to use guano that I'll be covering in one of my future videos, before you can apply it to food crops, right? It's a whole scientific method that needs to be followed. It's very intricate. It takes time. Now, if you are concerned about the risk of bat guano, you should definitely consult with a bat professional, such as Louis bat removal, Mrs. Bats, or many other ones that exist out there and everything. And it's important that you weigh out the benefits and the risk carefully. So if you have any concerns, definitely keep an eye out for future videos. Let's keep you healthy. Let's keep you safe. Let's give you these beautiful flowers and beautiful vegetables and everything else that it produces out there. And let's just dance for some bat facts. Thank you for following.
This the Creole